Part 8, S.A.L.T Productions. Solid Super Bowl analysis. Low tech, of course, but in the low tech, you do get to see that there is 9:40 left, which means that that drive that Tom Brady just put together for a field goal, where they had to settle for a field goal in the early stages, fourth quarter, took over 5 minutes. Right? New England is not a quick strike type team, and especially now Atlanta's going to play a little bit back, a little bit concerned, make sure you don't beat them over the top, because it's going to take now 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions to get back in for New England just to tie. And that with 9 minutes left, you expect Atlanta still to do some damage on offense. Well, let's see what they do on offense. And now you see that stat up there. New England at this point had run 69 plays to Atlanta's 33. So even with the longer halftime, you got to think the fatigue is a factor, and the pass rush has not been as immediate on Brady. Again, the times when Brady's held on to a little longer, there was a sack. There's still going to be sacks, but the fatigue's got to be a factor for Atlanta. Of course, they are going to be. But here's my point. Here's a point you're not hearing. Many have criticized Atlanta for not running the ball in the fourth quarter more. We're going to get to that one, and obviously that is one of the biggest blunders in the Super Bowl when we get to the when it was 28-20 and the in-field goal range not choosing to run blunder. But at this point, 28-12, 9.5 minutes left, you do not get conservative. You play aggressive. Atlanta does what they've done all year. They've scored 40 points in many games. They've scored 35 points a game in average. They have a tremendous offense. You don't get conservative here. You'd like to use clock in between plays. You'll use most of the clock if it was a running play. But you are not calling it based on let's use clock. You're calling it on getting first downs. You're calling it on holding the ball. You're calling plays on what you do best, and that is Atlanta on offense. And they cannot get conservative here. Let's see what they did. Starting at their own 27. Pitched right. A play that worked from the get-go, and it works again here for 8. You see Chung trying to strip it, as Joe Buck points out. 2nd and 2. Okay, they could run here. It's the first time they tried that, and that did not work. Now, they went right up the middle, but at least there was something, a little wrinkle in their game plan of pitching it but not going outside. But it was totally ineffective. 3rd and 2. Again, many have criticized Atlanta here. Let me stop the clock here on an injury timeout. Okay, so many criticized Matty Ice here and Shanahan for throwing the ball here. That is ridiculous. Again, it says 3rd and 1 on the screen. That's not 1. That's 1.5, closer to 2. I'm not saying not to run. If you think you have a running play that'll work, but I think Atlanta has plenty of pass plays they think can work. Call your best play. If their best play is a pass, let's pass the ball. And again, we're not trying to use clock here. Trying to get a first down here. Well, it's only 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Why not run? Yeah, if they thought they had a run play would work. We just sort of got stuffed in the middle. Obviously, New England's going to be up at the line if they would line up in a run-type formation. So I don't have any fault here on the call of throwing a pass. However, I will have major fault in Matty Ryan on what it's about here. And, of course, major blunder by Freeman, your running back. Or is it Coleman? We'll see. I don't even know which one it was. Back to pass. Hit! Sack! Fumble! New England's got it. Well, there you go. There must be they should have run. No. That's not the reaction. The reaction is Matty Ice call a play where you make sure you're not blindsided, and he wasn't even blindsided. It came from the side that he could see. Who is that running back? Is that Coleman or Freeman? Who's 24? You think I know the numbers? But anyway, Matty Ryan, come on. I know you're really relying on your running back making the block there. Don't get blindsided where you're focused all left and you don't protect the ball well. You cannot fumble in this situation. Well, you're contradicting yourself. If you're going to pass it, then it's a possibility of a sack and a fumble. Yes, but you can protect against it. You could call plays that are designed to have maximum protection. You, Matty Ryan, can be more careful to be alert to the sack fumble. Knowing that that's the last thing you want here. Pass the ball, yes, be aggressive, but make sure you're at the same time be extra careful on the sack fumble. Let's finish the play. Boom. That's Freeman. Freeman missed the block. Clearly a fumble. He never got his hand forward, or his hand was going forward. The ball was already out. This is Mr. Hightower, the same Hightower who made a tackle at the goal line on Lynch right before the Butler interception. So Hightower made that great. Remember, with one shoulder, he had a separated shoulder. Threw his left shoulder in the way of Marshall Lynch, which usually doesn't take him down, but took down Lynch at the 1 before the heroics of Malcolm Butler. And now it's New England deep in Atlanta. They're at the 25, down 28-12, and it's certainly a ball game here. 9 minutes left. 2-score game.
In his third Super Bowl, he's 36. Big play, 2nd and 15. Dwight Freeney for a sack just like that. In his third team over the last.
Oh.
Coming right here to render. 3rd and 11. By 16 points with just over 7. This play, 15 points with
Over here, here's
7 to go.
Joe Buck just said this play could render the victor of Super Bowl 51 because it's a little over 7 minutes to go. It's 3rd and 11. Oh, look at this again. The corner road, and again Mitchell, and that is a big play that was not talked about. A big 3rd down conversion. Let's watch the replay. Again, Mitchell able to cut back in, have a comeback pattern. And again, Brady's right there. Tremendous 1st down, big 1st down, and now they're in the red zone. Just want to show that's something Troy Aikman caught also. He put the ball down and back of him after he made the catch without being touched, but did come up with, as you see right there. So he's holding up with the ball, but it's amazing that he almost, without any contact, decided to put the ball down and have an Atlanta guy take it. Clock still moving and Tom Brady still moving. At the 14, 28-12. Amendola 4-9, but he's in bounds. He did not get out of bounds. Clock moving. I'll keep that. I'll forward 10 seconds there. 2nd and 3. Let's see how much time is left. It's over 6 now. It's under 7 now. And Brady at the goal line is gonna hit Amendola. Touchdown. With how much time left? Let's see here. I think there's a little over 6. And they're going for 2. And they'll be going for 2. Just trying to show the catch there. Nice out pattern. And it's that obviously that fumble obviously was costly. Now for 2. You'll recall Super Bowl 38. The direct snap to Kevin Falk, who ran it in. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna do it. I gave it away. I think you might remember this. Snap right to James White. And he said, they called that the Kevin Falk in Super Bowl 38 to go up 7 in the 4th quarter of that game when it was a 5-point lead. They went here, they bring themselves within 8. The touchdown, the 2-point conversion, and it's a 1-score game. And I wanted to show that 1 second. Show that again. And Tom Brady has gotten no better at acting. In the Super Bowl 38, watch the highlight. He was a bad actor on the ball being snapped over his head. And here again, bad acting on the ball being snapped over his head. 28-20. And there's your scoreboard. And that's Tom Brady telling him, we can do it. Yeah, we can do it. And on sound effects, Edelman was saying, it's going to be a huge story. He was saying that when they were behind. It's going to be a huge story. It was. Okay, here's where I had pointed out that Gostkowski was able to place it nicely right on the 3, and since they had to honor the onside kick possibility, he runs right out of bounds, and they're starting way back on their 10. At this point, I'd like to take the, I haven't said this enough, and that is that in my little intro, my little predictions before the Super Bowl, I had a 10-minute preview there, and I talked about New England having the intangibles. The one intangible is that down 28-3, who would you want to have down 28-3? Who would you want to have down 28-3? I think I'd want Belichick and Brady. So that's an intangible of, now again, Atlanta may have had to have made mistakes here, but someone's going to have to make plays, and who better than Belichick with Brady? That's one intangible. That's a major intangible a team has. Certainly, I'm sure Belichick would trigger a confidence, as they said. They claimed it. If you don't think confidence is a part of this game, and not giving up is a part of this game, and every ounce of effort is not part of the game, then you don't. Then you're not You're not giving enough value to intangibles. And that was a big one that New England has. Okay, but it's not intangibles here. Now it's X's and O's of Matty Ryan trying to get first downs. Under 6 minutes remaining. 5:53 to be exact. He's going to go to the air. Again, smart again. And wide open is a play. Maybe they could have called more. Throw the ball to Freeman more. I got to check the coach's 22 if he would have broke that. Had he broken that last tackle, would that have been a touchdown? I'll check that. Don't worry, I'll be back on that one. You can't tell from this view. Look up there. You cannot see if this would have been a touchdown had Freeman breaks one more tackle. But certainly a big play already at midfield. Now wait, where'd they snap that? Okay, I froze it there because I wanted to see, and they did snap this way too early. Why snap this only after 20 seconds? Let it go another 15 more seconds. I understand that, again, you want to be aggressive. I'm not saying call runs as opposed to passes. Call your best plays. But why not let it go 15 more seconds? Here's a injury timeout after that 1-yard run. 2nd and 9. 17-0 Boston. 36 championships in the city of New England, in the city of Boston and New England area. 1 for Atlanta, the Atlanta Braves. 2nd and 9. The clock should be starting, I assume. If that timeout doesn't. That timeout, the clock should be run. Let's see. Yes, clock running. Clock running. Let's see if they have it. Here again, they can let it go another 20. Right now, the clock's at 22. Look at over there. 20. That's 22 over there, it says. I don't think they're going to let it run down all the way. He should let it go all the way down to 5 seconds here. All right. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Phenomenal catch, phenomenal throw, phenomenal get your feet down. We'll let this run through. First of all, the throw had to be over that corner. Then the catch is fantastic. And then look at the way he tap-toed the feet. Tap the feet. Look at this. Look at this. Woo! It's, instead of a lot of receivers don't even try to get your foot down. He's willing to kick his foot down like that. Look at the catch. Look at the throw. Look at the toe tap. And that's now in field goal range. That's out of bounds. Clock stop. But look at we're on the 22-yard line. That's a 39-yard field goal. And here, of course, the blunder. Not matching the Darrell Bevel and running the ball, and not running the ball, not running Lynch. That's, with the Super Bowl on the line, you just run it in. That's the biggest blunder. So this is right up there. Obviously, at this point, you are just running the ball 3 times, and you're in field goal range. With under 4, it'll be under 3 then. New England will have used either 2 of their timeouts or 3 of their timeouts, depending on how they want to do it. And you kick the field goal. There's no guarantee you won't get a first down either. The way they've been running, why can't they get 3 runs for 10 yards? Why can't you get 3 runs for 10 yards? So that it's not like, of course, you don't take a knee. I'm not saying you take 3 knees. That would be too conservative. Don't rely on making a 40-yard field goal. Now, did I just contradict myself? You just said before, take the runs and just take the field. No, runs is not necessarily taking the field. You can get a first down and get closer. And the field goal, even if you don't get the first down, you'll have a closer field goal. You might get a first down, which keeps the clock running. 3 knees is too conservative because you don't want to rely on a 40-yard field goal. Ask Gary Anderson and the Minnesota Vikings who missed a 39 field after hitting every field goal that year. That allowed Atlanta in the Super Bowl 33 after when Minnesota could have extended that lead to 10 in that championship game. Ask Marty Schottenheimer relied on a 40-yard field goal, Kading to beat the Jets, missed it. Jets came back and won it. The next week, Herm Edwards relied on a 40-yard field goal against Pittsburgh and blew that and missed that field goal. So you don't want to be relying on the field, but gotta run 3 times here. Got to. And because I'm at the 14-minute mark and I don't want to go over 15. I don't think they even let you go over 15. We'll hold it there. We're going to go through this sequence carefully. 28-20, a first down clinches it. A field goal pretty much puts this game away. Let's see what Atlanta did on our next thought protection.